poem I wrote about monarchs before knowing Mary Ellen, and we have a considerable milkweed patch in front of our house, and I used to go down, and when my kids were little, to pick the chrysalids or chrysalises, or however you say that particular word, off and bring them up into the house where the kids could watch the change occur. And so this poem is about that, and it's for my children. It's called The Monarchs, for Jonah and Mariah. It is hard getting into the world of being a worm, a caterpillar. It is as far back, as far away as being a baby, to eat and excrete, to sit out the rain on the underside of a milkweed leaf, the milkweed mother, the green and pliant mom, to rock your tiger-striped length in the sun. Each worm is born the worm to eat the world. What dim star stops them? What directive in an angle of sun or moon? What precise inner time akin to the bivalves, a clock that works even if the animal is removed from the shore and kept in the dark? Would that children had the same sense of timing. Within an hour of each other, the two caterpillars found on separate plants shed the last skin and become chrysalids. I think of them as amulets, a precious bauble an Egyptian princess might wear while petitioning Isis or Ra, a living jewel, the green of a first kiss, a blithe sapling green, a luna moth green, and the gold, the precise points of gold, an alchemical gold, a magic that will create the wings, for the amulet contains the secret of wings, and wings can't be taught in caterpillar school. It is the gift that comes with the wet, rumpled birth, after the amulet blackens, turns black as a teardrop of death, then splits and out drops the Ka of Osiris, its abdomen swollen, the wings limp pieces of multicolored Genesis that hang drying like a child's first finger painting. The black body secretes a honey-colored liquid, an oil, an ichor, which I've imagined saving and fermenting as a liqueur, a nectar for you to sip or distill.
Right, about the things people don't even see when they see a monarch. They don't see all these stages of it. They just think it's the adult butterfly. They don't realize that this habitat, for example, is an incubator of caterpillars who will, the one that laid the egg, the mother, will die shortly thereafter, and the butterfly that's born here is still moving north. It's still on its way to Canada. And that last generation that will be born there are the ones that go all the way back to Mexico. So your poem literally speaks of the world, of the beginnings of creation, and words that most people are unfamiliar with. And you really did it. I mean, that's really great. So I applaud you for that beautiful.
I'm in the 8th grade at Shell Lake Junior High. I volunteered here at the Habitat and down at Happy Tonics for the last 2 summers. Each fall, hundreds of millions of monarch butterflies migrate from the United States and Canada to hibernating areas in Mexico and California, where they wait out the winter until conditions favor for the return flight in spring. The monarch migration is truly one of the world's greatest natural wonders, yet it is threatened by habitat loss in North America, at the hibernating sites and throughout the spring and summer breeding range as well. Monarch vegetation habitats like ours are places that provide resources necessary for monarchs to produce and sustain their migration. Without milkweed throughout spring and summer breeding areas in North America, monarchs would would not be able to produce generations needed for migration each fall. Without nectar from flowers, fall migrating monarch butterflies would be unable to make their long journey to grounds in Mexico. The need for host plants for larvae and energy sources for adults applies to all monarchs and butterfly populations around the world. We are concerned because milkweeds and nectar sources are declining due to the development of widespread use of herbicides in croplands. Because 90% of all milkweed and monarch habitats occur within the agricultural landscape, farm practices have the potential to strongly influence monarch populations. Developments such as subdivisions, factories, and shopping centers in the U.S. is consuming habitats for monarchs and other wildlife at a rate of 6,000 acres per day. That's 2.2 million acres each year. The area of Delaware and Rhode Island combined. The widespread use of herbicide-resistant crops has resulted in the loss of more than 80 million acres of monarch habitat in recent years. Planting these crops allows growers to spray fields with herbicides instead of tilling to grow weeds. Milkweed survives tilling, but not the repeated use of herbicides and pesticides. Habitat loss is significant since these croplands represent more than 30% of their summer breeding lands for monarchs. The use of herbicides and frequent mowing along roadsides have converted much of the habitat to grasslands, a habitat generally lacking in food and shelter for wildlife. The remaining milkweed habitats are not enough to sustain a large monarch population. To help with the loss of milkweed and nectar sources, we need to create, conserve, and protect milkweed and monarch habitats. We need you to help us and help monarchs by planting milkweed anywhere we can. Without a major effort to restore milkweed to as many locations as possible, the monarch population is certain to decline to extremely low levels.
You really did a lot of research on that. I'm very proud of you, Dakota.
All of creation is our relation. Can you say that?
All of our creation
is our relation. And we're very related to the bears, the Makwa. That's one of our clans. They're known for their nurturing. They're known for representing our mother, the earth. And they're also known as medicine animals. From them, we've learned how to use different medicines, because when they're ill and they're sick and they root out from the earth some of the natural medicines, my people watched them, observed them, and learned. This is the prayer of the Ojibwe. O Great Spirit, whose voice I hear in the winds, and whose breath gives life to all the world, hear me. I am small and weak. I need your strength and wisdom. Let me walk in beauty and make my eyes ever behold the red and purple sunset. Make my hands respect the things you have made, Creator, and my ears sharp to hear your voice. Make me wise so that I may understand the things you have taught my people. Let me learn the lessons you have hidden in every leaf and rock. Let me hear the sound of wind in the trees and the rushing of the water from its source. May I feel the peace of the woods and the blessing of the rain. I will honor all your creation, the two-leggeds, the four-leggeds, the swimmers, the crawlers, and the flyers. I seek strength, not to be greater than my brothers and sisters, but to fight my greatest enemy, myself. Make me always ready to come to you with clean hands and straight eyes, so when life fades as the fading sunset, my spirit may come to you with great joy.